Welcome to the Soko Healing Podcast. Thank you for following along on my journey of spiritual healing, mental health, creativity, career, productivity, business, just living as a human being. I just feel like there's so many categories of everything we should be doing and who we should be becoming, but are you really living your life? Like, how are we living our lifestyles with all of these responsibilities, all of these duties, all these family concerns? Like, that's really where beauty and fashion come in. It's to give us that inspiration, that embellishment of the suffering of human life. Like, there is just so much suffering on the planet right now, and I'm experiencing it firsthand. And I know a lot of you are experiencing family conflict. It's a really, really, really big time for family conflict. You feel that those divisions that you tried to heal in the past in your life with your family have just come back tenfold. And that's exactly where the devil, so to speak, places all his efforts. It's pain points that you have healed, but still exist in some type of fabric or matrix of your past life or your past life here on earth as in this body. And those weak points, even though you have strengthened, are still very painful. And I just want to empower people. Like, if you're the black sheep of the family, like I am the black sheep of the family, I'm the only one who will happily confront the truth and declare it at a table, directly to the person. And it's a very difficult position to carry. And I think a lot of leaders carry that position where it's like you carry all the negativity of trying to bring people together and trying to get everyone on the same page. And I empathize a lot with people in that position. I think the medicine that I use is to completely just ignore people. Listen, my methods are very strange, but they work. So my method is focus on the specific mission or task and ignore everybody. Ignore everyone. They're all distractions. If you're a leader, if you're the glue of the family, which I'm the glue of my family, and a lot of you are the glue of your family or your company or whatever you're working on, or your space of work, you're the person who brings the energy, you're the controller, so to speak. Focus on your task and ignore everybody else. That's the only way to do it. And once you accomplish that task, come back with positive energy and affirmation for everybody else, because you are building the way for all of these people in a certain space, right? So keeping that in mind, know that you are sacrificing being kind and being fake for doing what needs to be done. And everyone kind of looks at me as like, her approach is a little rough for a spiritual healer. But I'm like, what kind of spiritual healing are you doing if you're not confronting the truth? I was raised in the Russian Orthodox faith, and these people do not play games. Like, Russian priests do not play games. The mass is about 4 hours. There's 40-day fast where you can't eat meat, you can't eat eggs. They truly dedicated their life to the spiritual healing of the people. And it's a really, really popular and big faith in Russia, and it's saved a lot of people's lives from mental health, from illness, from marriage curses, from all sorts of curses. And the reason why I bring that up is because that's my backbone. I was raised going to church every single Sunday just to stand there and just to even wait and contemplate my own thoughts until the end of the Mass. It gave me a resilience and a discipline that I wish to transmit to other people. Because you walking out of that church when you get bored, or you walking out of that job when you get bored, or you walking away from the relationship when you get bored, when the devil starts to attack you, you're never going to be happy. Because happiness is the result of fixing situations and making yourself comfortable in those relationships, those situations, and teaching other people how to do the same thing. I'm not saying go out there and start conflicts like start a war in your office or start a war in your family or create problems. I'm just saying, like, confront the energies there. If you feel that, like, it's like, it feels like your heart is like ripped in in two sides and it's going like this, you have a situation to confront. And you can't continue to live in that way because you're going to get anxiety, you're going to get panic attacks. Two things which lead to heart problems and overall body physical stress, which leads to illness. So people usually wait and ignore their mental health until their physical health starts to go. But I urge you to bypass that process and go straight to the spiritual healing of the situation. Because I don't have time for that. Because I want to look young and beautiful forever. So I do not have time to feed the conflict or to feed the anger. I only feed the solution, and I only open the door of peace. And then people want to come with me, they come with me. People don't want to come with me, they don't. Most people come with me. Most people come with me because they get lost in the emotional drama. They have no solutions. And I'm like over here like, hey, I'm on the other side. Come here. So if you're that person, continue to do that. If you're doing that for other people, if you're kind of opening the way of clarity, peace, and solution making, continue to do that because it's changing the world. It's not a small impact. It's a huge impact that you're leaving behind. It's going to impact your entire radius, your community, your family, the company you work at, your city, the energetics of your city that you live in. This is serious work. And I want you to understand that I see that. I see people who do that work. I know how hard it is. I know it feels like you want to pull your hair out sometimes and just quit and leave everything. And you're in your car, you feel like you're going to break down. When that moment comes, open the door of peace. Open the door of peace because you are a leader. And you are designed and built to be the person who opens the door of peace for everybody. So that's like one part. And then I want to talk about like the girly side of things, like dating and relationships and beauty and this sort of thing, because obviously I live between the strategy and also the spiritual energies, the divine feminine and healing power. I feel like there's a real dating crisis all over the world. I think it's because the effects of long-term pornography use are being shown in how men regard women and how we are objectified every single day of our lives, everything we do. I could be carrying a bag of bricks up a mountain, and instead of helping me, the men will say, wow, she looks so hot, or wow, she looks so ugly. That's what it's like. That's what it feels like to be a woman in 2025. And I know there are a lot of happy women that have, settled down and found someone good, but I find that it's not the overachiever type of woman, and it's not the overachiever type of man. Because people objectify us also by our accomplishments. Like, I'm a fairly accomplished woman. I'm not as wealthy or like as even beautiful as people think. And I think the intimidation that I kind of give off is really just resilience and consistency. And that terrifies people. Because most people never had a consistent person in their life ever. They've been rejected, they've been abandoned. Nobody ever showed up for them. I'm the type of person, I will call you every single week for the rest of your life. Just to make sure that you're on target. My friends know this about me. I'll say, hey, let's schedule a call. Let's meet up in the city. Just so people know that I'm there. And when you're dealing with romantic relationships, believe it or not, men do not like that. They love inconsistency. It's a big turn on for them. And that's a reflection. That's really a mirror of their attachment wounds. They never had a consistent, supportive role model in their life, right? So they turn to, it's not that they turn to, it's like a subconscious program that runs in their brain that's like, they just get aroused by inconsistent, crazy people. Because they haven't done the healing to understand what a consistent, loving partner looks and feels like. I've done that work. I've had a consistent partner in my life, and it healed so many wounds for me. So if you're a man in that situation and you're constantly being attracted to fleeting women because you are inconsistent yourself, just understand that a woman can heal you. A woman can heal your whole spirit. That's what we're here for. If you just stick it out for even just 1 month, you will notice a shift in your behavior and your attitude towards women. And I'm not saying that the whole planet will change, but a few men that are hearing me right now, you will change. You will entirely change with the love of a woman who is consistent. And that healing medicine in a relationship, it's like God's love. It's like God's love for you, because God's love for you is very, very, very consistent. He will never reject you. You can have gone out, you could have partied 8 hours and you feel shame, guilt, embarrassment, and you go knock on the door to God and he'll say, "What's up? How are you doing?" You might break down, you might have all this shame and guilt, but that door is always open. And I think in relationships, I think women are looking for a consistent partner. We're looking for someone who shows up every single day. And even if they're going through something, they have certain verbal dialogues, certain standard behaviors that let the woman know that she's around for a while. And that's all that women are looking for. Like, we're going to do all the hard work. We're going to carry everything. We'll carry the emotions. We'll do the job. We'll get the education. We'll read the books. We'll be beautiful. We'll clean the house. And all we ask for is just a little bit of consistency. So I've been feeling that it's a very heavy topic for me because I've experienced so much rejection and embarrassment in the last 2 years from men that I feel that some woman out there deserves that encouragement as well. And even if it's just doing your makeup, going to food shopping, journaling, going to pray, just know that you do deserve that consistent love. You deserve the kind of love that God gives you from a man. And until you get that, never settle. Don't ever settle. Don't ever settle for anybody who does not give you that consistent form of love without cheating and without flirting with other people in front of you. Those are two things that I will not tolerate. And all women of a certain class, character, level of income, level of stability will not tolerate. So I think that's really the problem, that we expect a level of consistency that you don't even give yourself as a man. Are you consistent in your meditation? Are you consistent in your fitness? Are you consistent in your job? Are you consistent in your family caretaking? Or does Friday come around and you just throw everything away and go to the club? And I think that's really where the problem is. Like, women don't need men like that. I'm sorry. Our lives are hard enough. We have problems enough than to take you on as another problem and carry you on our back as well. So men need to carry their own problems, their own emotions. And when you do so, you'll meet a good woman and that woman will heal your spirit. That's really how it works. I feel that in my past relationships, I've done a lot of healing for people. I brought them to beautiful places in the divine realm that changed them forever. And of course, I was rejected in those relationships as well. But I do know that women carry this power inside of them. And men who are like, what am I supposed to gain from a woman? What do I gain from a woman? It's not sex. It's definitely not sex. It's that spiritual healing power that heals your mind, body, and spirit. That's what we bring to relationships. Of course, it's children. Of course, it's cleaning the space. But if you can't see our value as that, then we don't have space for you in our lives. Because that's the value we bring to the table. I just feel like I started with talking about being Russian Orthodox. I go to church sometimes for that, but I'm also still very new age, yoga, meditation, cacao ceremony. Like, I don't feel the need to play either side 100%. I feel that my practices completely align with my faith in Jesus Christ. And I've honestly faced a lot of negativity from Christians in the last year. Like, there's a reason why, the church is coming back in a lot of ways, but there's a reason why people leave. It's because there's a lot of rejection regarding egotistical 3D things like beauty, power, wealth, even homelessness. Any form of identity should not be discriminated against in a church. And I felt every church I went to, I was discriminated. I'm like, you should be happy people are showing up to just be in that space, to open a Bible, to read something. So I just feel like I read my Bible at home. I pray at home. I drive to this one statue where I pray. And I know as a healer, I've seen enough in the church. Like, there's a lot of conflict in the church as well. So it's like, if you think you're going to become Christian or you're going to go to church and you'll be saved from everything, no, it's daily, persistent effort and consistency. One time going to church is not going to do it. Saying one prayer every single day for 10 years will change your whole existence. For future lifetimes as well. So I'm like a very decentralized person. People know that about me. I believe in free information, and I like decentralizing forms of power, especially in the spiritual realm. I'm not talking about finances because we need management in that regard. I'm not talking about the legal system. These two things need to be centralized, but spiritual healing and spiritual power should be decentralized. There's no reason to centralize spiritual power. That's why I don't like going to church anymore. I don't believe in a centralized form of religious or spiritual power. I believe that power comes through healers, that power comes through priests who are devoted, that power comes through individual souls, that power comes through books, that power comes through prayers. It's an energy that should not be hoarded, and also you should not discriminate people from this spiritual power and this spiritual healing. So that's why I've dabbled with everything, from Reiki to meditation to prayers to tarot cards to going to church. And guess what? I'm not any less Christian because I read tarot cards. I'm not any less Christian because I wear makeup. And that's why I don't affiliate with any specific branches of religion or spirituality. Even in yoga, I'm like, does it really matter Kundalini yoga? I'm a Shivananda style yoga teacher. Does it really matter? No. People are showing up to a space for spiritual healing and your wisdom or your practices. And I think that's a level of sacred authority that needs to be maintained by priests, healers, teachers, and even participants. There's a way to make healing accessible to every single person without judging their identity or actions. And I do think that practices cacao ceremony or mindfulness meditation, where instead of saying you'll be forgiven for your sins, you'll be forgiven for this, I'm not giving you promises because I don't know that. I truly don't know that. But what I do know is that healing power, you can go look at it through a Christian God, but I see it as the universe's healing power. And that's so much more accessible to a lot of people, and that feeling like it kind of like goes away. Okay. If it's a objective healing power that doesn't discriminate and can enter any human being's heart, there's a lot less anxiety, panic, and that feeling of like, I'm not welcome here. Because I felt very welcome in a lot of energy healing circles and cacao ceremonies, like even libraries. Like, those are spaces that have energy of just like, I'm here to learn. I'm here to better myself. I'm here to make something beautiful of myself. And we're not honoring that. It's not a club. Like, we're not going there to say, oh, who's the most beautiful girl here, or the men are going to go find a wife. It's not about that. You know, people are really suffering at a deep emotional level, and marriage is not going to save you from that. That's another lie we were told. Like, marriage will not save you from your deep emotional suffering. If anything, it could probably make it worse and make you project it onto the other person. So instead of seeking a romantic relationship or seeking a partner or seeking temporary sex, go to a meditation class. Go read a meditation book, a self-help book. Drink some water. Sit in silence. Cry if you need to. But I just know that something needs to change in society. And I'm a very strong individual, and I'm someone who has a lot of love in my heart. And I kind of am a doormat in a lot of situations because of my kindness, because of my kind spirit. And for me to get to that place, it has to be a very dramatic situation. And I did. I've been processing like rage for the last 2 months, which I talked about in like my previous episodes. But it's something that I'm processing intellectually and using my brand as an outlet for this information to send it out into the world and hopefully take people into that understanding that there might be a lot of people doing one thing around you. Like, a lot of men are treating women like absolute shit. And we enable it. Society enables it. Your friends enable it. Where are the men who are going to say, stop doing that? It's hurting your mental health. Stop flirting with a girl's friends in front of her. Where are the men who are supposed to be teaching the younger men? That's what I want to know. They have no role models. They have no mentors. Their parents are most likely worse than them. And the effects of that entitled behavior towards women, it's reached a level where women are having mental breakdowns left and right. Married women, divorced women, young women. Women are taking up vows of chastity because they can't handle it emotionally anymore. They feel like they're going to have a heart attack. And where are the men throughout all of this? They're on the couch. They're just living their normal life, how they used to live. Oh, okay, she left, that's fine, I'll find another one. What is it going to take to wake you people up? Because it's gotten to a level where your own wives don't want you. Your children look at you and are ashamed at how you treat women. And attractive women with faith, with power, with strength, with beauty, with aesthetic will not even look at you in a public space. Because that energy of disrespecting women is felt immediately. And I know there are a lot of beautiful women who are in a survival state. And I used to be in a survival state as well. So that survival state, it forces women to prioritize financial, physical safekeeping over mental health and spiritual connection. That's another problem. But that problem is an economic problem of women getting jobs, women being in careers where they feel respected, where they're not being toxically manipulated, where they're not being psychologically abused. That's an economic problem. A lot of these young girls are still in college. They have no income, right? So why are we preying on the people who are vulnerable instead of giving them power, giving them our power and strength? Sit down, have a coffee with me. Let me give you career advice. Go to the library, read this book. I give my friends books every time I see them. I do meditations. I do free energy healings for every single one of my friends every time I talk to them on the phone. I give them books. I create this podcast. And I'm not saying, look at me, I'm so great, I'm amazing. No, because I know that I used to live that way in the past. I was miserable. My health was bad. Look at my skin now. Look at my skin. Look at my room. Look at my full fridge. Clean house. It works. What I'm telling you, what I'm preaching, what I'm telling people, it works. I'm not preaching a doctrine. I'm preaching a lifestyle and practices. And I think that removes that, like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in a cult. Like, this is not a cult. I'm a normal human being. I created this brand to bring information to people, and that's it. And I think that's how I always want to keep it. But I feel like some men are like really struggling out there with insecurity regarding like successful women like myself. And I'm not even that successful. Like, I don't even have a real career. I'm unemployed right now. But they see me as like, wow, untouchable. Like, get that out of your mind. Nobody is untouchable. Get everybody off a pedestal. I don't believe in pedestals. I don't believe in hierarchy. I don't put any man on a pedestal. CEO, entrepreneur, owner of this. Take every single person you know even your mentors, even your teachers, even Jesus Christ off of a pedestal. And then look at yourself in comparison to this person. Because people should be mirroring back to you your capacity, your potential, and your ability to love life. And if they're not doing that, they're not good friends. They're not good role models. If people don't mirror back to you your potential and your ability to become happy in life, remove them from your life. That's another thing. Friendships. A lot of friendships are based on absolutely nothing. I'm not even going to say transactional. They're not even transactional. It's just being seen with someone because you're afraid of being alone. That's not even transactional. That's just like fear of society, of social anxiety. Sit at home. Saturday night, come sit at home. Get your journal out. Put your little socks on. Put your little blanket. Put your music on. Wake up on Sunday morning and notice how clear your head is, how open your heart is, how positive you feel, and notice your draw towards nature and natural things. That's something that I do. Like, every time I go out now, I come home like, oh God, I wish I was at home in my clean room. You know, and am I saying that, you know, we should be antisocial? No, but I think we should focus less on social behaviors of drowning our emotions rather than creating brands, creating artwork, creating educational content, creating poetry, creating code, creating softwares. And I know a lot of people are lost emotionally. Don't get me wrong. I know people are lost emotionally. But going to the club or going on Tinder is not the answer. It's not. The answer is to buy books. Is really what the answer is. Go buy books. Go to the library. The library is free. You can take any book. It will be delivered to your local branch in 1 week. Go to the library, get a book. Go to Barnes & Noble. Go on Amazon, get a used book. That's the answer. Information is the answer to your problems. Healing is information. Every healing process I've been through was facilitated by a book bringing me information or by a person bringing me information, which means that information is the healing. And if you're on the other side, like, well, I don't even know what my problem is. I don't even know what to research. I don't know what question to ask. There are a lot of very broad books out there on psychology, philosophy, meditation, even like spiritual books on Jesus Christ, even the Bible. Anything that is self-help will help you find direction. That's the goal of self-help books, to give you personal direction so you can niche down and say, actually, I really like computers. Maybe I'll do graphic design. Maybe I'll do like programming. But start broad. If you have no idea what to look for, start very, very, very broad. Go on Reddit. Reddit is a beautiful resource of information. It's not necessarily a primary source of information, but a lot of people are opening their hearts and bringing you information that is very, very valuable and that you won't get from your family or from your school. So this is just what I'm feeling in my mind and heart. I know that there is a little bit of a spiritual war going on and people are sitting home. They're not traveling, which is good because I'm not doing it either. I'm weathering the storm. And I just feel I feel very strongly that in terms of dating and the relationship between men and women, it's going to really come down to men. It's going to come down to men because we are doing absolutely everything that we can do. We're pushing ourselves to a level that most people will break down every single day. The amount of things that women have to do. And to take 10 women like this, take what you need, and to discard her for the next is not fair to any of those women or to yourself. And you'll always be able to find a woman that will give you sex. Because like I said, that level of survival is there, that those economic problems are there that force women to use sexuality for protection, essentially. but know that it's not necessarily the right thing to do. And I'm not talking about like prostitution, like money for sex. I'm talking about women just wanting like a father figure, like a hug, like physical comfort, emotional touch, and they'll put themselves out sexually just to receive a little bit of that caretaking. That's for women, that's also the wrong thing. Same thing, go read a book. Go to the library. Go to the library, read a book. Go to Barnes and Noble. Go grab a tea. Go to a lecture on meditate. Like when I was in that phase in college, I just felt how unsustainable that model of dating was. I just started going to lectures on meditation. I started going to yoga classes. I started going to art exhibits, to museums, and I was very lonely. Don't get me wrong, it was a very lonely time in my life, but information healed my spirit. Museums healed my spirit. Like yoga classes, meditation classes healed my spirit. Cacao ceremonies healed my spirit. And I'm not saying like to get off the streets. I'm saying there's definitely a place for partying. Like I still party here and there. It's not an awful behavior, but I think in a self-destructive sense and looking to bury yourself essentially in somebody else's life and somebody else's problems and somebody else's love is not the answer. And I think society has shifted a lot out of that, and like especially in like Brooklyn, like Manhattan, like people are a lot, I noticed because I was driving around and walking around in the city, people are a lot more aware. They're drawn less to alcohol and they're dressing for themselves. I think fashion has shifted. From like 10 years ago, every single girl, if you went out, was wearing a skirt up her butt, like everything tight, a little bit drunk. And I'm like, is that really what we're supposed to be doing as women? And I'm not like going all gung-ho Christian here, because I'm like, I still dress cute, you know? But I think overall, everything shifted because people are more aware. I think consciousness has up-leveled at least 15% in the last 4 years because of COVID and people just wanting peace in their lives and giving themselves that peace. Like, lock yourself in your room for 3 days and figure your shit out. That's exactly what I do as a healer. Like, you're not gonna find, some weekends you're just not gonna find me. I'll be calling like 2 of my friends, maybe driving to the gym, and that's it. And a lot of older women do that, and it brings us so much peace. It brings us health. It brings us a beautiful energy that we can then take into our workspaces, fill our workspaces with love, with healing. And I just feel that we're not seeing that difficult work that women are doing, especially men. We're like, oh, she's boring. She's boring. I don't like girls like that. They judge me. And I'm at this point like, and you're looking for a relationship with a serious woman, with somebody who will push you towards greatness, with somebody who will push you towards self-development, perfect health, spiritual healing, and you're calling this person boring because they're not out at the club on Friday night or Saturday night. It's not a woman thing. It's not a woman problem, I guarantee you, because all of my friends are absolutely gorgeous. They have great careers, and they're all into wellness, yoga, and kind of taking a internal household, family-driven perspective on life. And we all encountered the same problem. It's not just me or my one friend. It's every single woman I know. All of us are single, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel that something has changed in the recent years, where 20 years ago we would have been surrounded by 5 men seriously trying to date us, taking us to dinner, driving us somewhere, just to spend time with us, just to hear what we think, and just to see how we feel. And I cannot do more than I'm doing as a woman. And if that means not dating to preserve everything that I'm creating, the energy and power that I'm building, I will do that. And many women have taken that step in life as well. Like, It's just not worth it to break all of my boundaries, to create a tear for you to come in, to take something from me, to then go out through that tear and leave me broken. And that's what dating has become energetically for women. So that's my perspective as an energy healer, but also as a young woman trying to date consciously, trying to meet people who want to know me beyond my physical appearance. And it's just been so painful that I'm just like at that, like, screw it. Like, I'm just going to live my life. I'm going to go food shopping. I'm going to do my podcast. I'm going to build my brand. I'm going to show the fuck up every single day just to be who I am for myself. And if that means sacrificing dating, marriage, or family to maintain everything that I've already built, I'm going to do that. And a lot of women have decided to do that. Unless men step up. Unless men step up and take that woman and prove themselves to her. So I don't know if that brought anyone clarity or peace. But for me, it's been very healing to just get that off my chest. Like that, it has been so bad for me. Like, and I'm not one to like victimize myself, but it has just been heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. And men don't want to talk to you. They don't want to have a conversation with you. They don't want to sit down. They don't want to have a coffee with you. They don't want to FaceTime you. They don't want to see how you're doing. So then what would you call that exchange of energy then? It's not dating and it's not a relationship. That I'll tell you. So hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. I feel like I really put all of my thoughts and realizations into like one unidirectional piece of work. If you enjoy my podcast, subscribe, like, comment. I'm creating a art and healing community in New York City. It's going to start in my home city, which is Staten Island, but hopefully I'll migrate to do some events in Manhattan or Brooklyn. And if you're interested in that, it's called Starting Today Community on Instagram, and it's also a Facebook group. If you want more information, comment or send me a message. But I just want to leave with one final note. Like, don't sacrifice that strong knowing in your heart and body that you deserve the absolute best in this entire world. And that doesn't make you entitled. That doesn't make you pretentious. That doesn't make you judgmental towards men. That makes you a strong person. And this podcast is not just for women, because I know there are a lot of men out there who are going to listen to this and see the perspective of what women are experiencing and how absolutely painful, destructive, and unnecessary all of that is. So thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, like, thank you so much for supporting me as an individual and what I create. And yeah, that's it.